Iris takes on Cynthia in the next match of the Masters 8 tournament. Let's jump into it. Hey, what's going on everyone? Entering Infinity here. Today I'm back with a brand new video to discuss episode 117 of the Pokemon Journeys anime. And before I get started with this video, I just want to say I'm really trying to hit the next milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Alright, so the episode jumps right into Iris taking on Cynthia. And I love how they continued with the same kind of pattern where they show old characters from each character's region. So like when they showed Iris, they showed people from like, the Unova region, and it was cool getting to see Alder, the former champion, kind of watching on. And then when they showed Cynthia, we got to see people from, the Sinnoh region, and it was awesome to see Paul again, watching from home with, I believe it was his brother. So that was really cool. I'll take any kind of Paul action we can get, even if it's only for a second. But yeah, then the battle just gets kicked off right away. Iris sends out her Excadrill. Cynthia shocks me and actually sends out her Gastrodon. I was not expecting her to use that. Very interesting. Was super excited to see Iris's Excadrill because I love that Pokemon, and I was really excited to see that in this match. Cynthia just pops off right away. She drops a Rain Dance and she's just ripping Muddy Waters, and I was like, there's no way Excadrill's living multiple rain boosted Muddy Waters and all these attacks, and somehow it does, and it manages to take out the Gastrodon, which I was like absolutely shocked about, but it was pretty crazy to see. And then what I was even more excited to see was Cynthia's Milotic, which I believe is the first time we ever see it in the anime. Could be wrong, but it's at least the first time I'm seeing it, but I believe it is the first time it's been shown in the anime, and that was so hyped. I love Milotic. It's such a cool Pokemon, so I was so hyped to see one as powerful as Cynthia's kind of make a debut in the anime, and I knew, I was like, there's no way Excadrill has any chance, and then Cynthia just rips a Hydro Pump and like blasts it through the wall. It was so sick. So then Cynthia picks up the W there. So then Iris sends out her Dragonite against Cynthia's Milotic, and Cynthia reveals her tech on the Milotic with the Disarming Voice, which was very smart, although Ice Beam would have been a little bit smarter, but nonetheless, Disarming Voice is a good way to deal with Dragon type since it's a fairy move. So she does that, gets a nice super effective hit onto the Dragonite, and then she reveals another crazy tech with Iron Head, which was like my favorite scene of the whole episode. Pretty much Milotic goes like a snake and like coils around it, and then she uses a point blank Iron Head to like headbutt Dragonite and pretty much like kill it in one shot. It was so cool. Couldn't believe how fast Iris's Dragonite got taken out, but I absolutely loved that Milotic did that, and I thought it was such a cool and awesome moment. I was not mad at it. And then at that point I was like, wow, there's a lot of time left in this episode, so we must be getting a really good Haxorus versus Garchomp matchup. Then Iris sends out her Haxorus, which then she uses to pretty much like one-shot the Milotic with this like Dragon Tail, and I thought that scene was just so cool, the way they just showed Milotic gets smacked like a ragdoll like 100 feet in the air and lands like all the way behind Cynthia, and Cynthia just is such a badass. She like doesn't even like flinch or turn around, and I love how the camera was just like showing her like so locked in staring forward while Milotic was just dropping dead like a ragdoll behind her, and she didn't even like turn around or anything. I just thought that was so funny and so cool, even though I didn't want to see Milotic get knocked out, but I just thought that moment was like one of the best moments of the episode. It was so cool. So then that leaves Cynthia with her final Pokemon. We all knew who she was going to be sending out, so she sends out her Garchomp, and they start, going at it. They're both of their final Pokemon, Garchomp versus Haxorus, and, as we all know, her Garchomp is completely busted. I don't even think we've ever seen it faint before, so this was always going to be an uphill battle for Iris. Props to Iris. Haxorus puts up a really good fight. They're really going at it, and Haxorus is really holding its own. She reveals that tech that she has where she has her Haxorus smash its head into the ground. After using Outrage, it becomes confused, but since it smacks its head into the ground, it shakes off the confusion. So like Cynthia was like super surprised by that, and then we get to see all like the other champions and stuff in the locker room, and they were all super impressed by that. So I thought that was a nice callback to when we saw her battle Ash and kind of reveal that for the first time. So that was a nice moment. Yeah, and then they start going at it more, and then Cynthia reveals for the first time that she has Mega Evolution, and as we all suspected, it was in her like little lipstick thing. So she mega evolves her Garchomp, so now it's like, okay, you know, Garchomp was already busted to begin with in the base form, so what chance does Iris really have as against the Mega? So she Mega evolves it. Garchomp, you know, starting to go ham. Haxorus is really on the back foot now. So then Iris ends up doing what we see from the preview, where she like does this thing where she like awakens her Haxorus with her dragon powers, and then Cynthia kind of is like surprised by what was going on because she could kind of tell what Iris was doing. So she instructs her Garchomp to shoot off like a huge Draco Meteor, and then Iris tells her Haxorus to use a Dragon Pulse to block it. And I was very excited to see that because I was right in my analysis of that trailer from the very first trailer of the Masters 8 tournament when they showed that for like one frame of the Draco Meteor like raining down, and then, you know, I noticed that it was a Dragon Pulse that was blocking it and causing it to explode in midair. So I was super happy that I was right about that, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to save the Haxorus, and Garchomp manages to knock out the Haxorus, and Cynthia takes the W. So overall, I thought it was a super awesome match. I really enjoyed it. I think we all pretty much knew Cynthia was going to win, so that wasn't really surprising there, but I thought the battle was really exciting and really well done for the most part. The one thing that I thought was just a little weird and what I thought was a little bit anticlimactic was like how when Iris awakened her Haxorus and did that thing where she like touched it and it's like in her mind and stuff that we saw from the preview, like I thought that was gonna like be a pivotal moment in the match where like her Haxorus was gonna get a huge power up and go more toe to toe with the Garchomp, but it ended up being like she did that and then immediately after that the Haxorus got knocked out. So I just thought that was like a little weird from like a writing perspective, but that was really like the only thing that I thought was a little strange. But overall it was a really awesome episode, really awesome battle. You know, Cynthia congratulates Iris for a good battle, and then we see Iris kind of heading back to the tunnel. Ash meets her in the tunnel, and you know, Iris really kind of breaks down when she sees Ash because she's really upset. And you know, I thought that was a really kind of heartwarming moment, kind of seeing her break down when she sees like, you know, her good friend Ash kind of there, and kind of seeing kind of how disappointed she is that she lost. So I thought that was a nice moment. And then I was surprised that Go was able to like go down there in the hallway, like by where the locker room is, like for the champions. I'm like, where's the security in this place? Like, why is like Go allowed to be down there? Like, he had no business being there. Like, that should have been a moment I felt like for just Ash and Iris, but whatever. They just always have to try to throw Go in there to try to make people care about him. But anyway, yeah, overall awesome episode. Next week we get Ash versus Steven, which I'm so excited about. But now the $1 million question is, how does Ash take out a Mega Garchomp from Cynthia? I don't even know how he's going to do it, assuming that he beats Steven. So it was already always difficult before beating this Garchomp in its base form, but now that it's revealed that Cynthia has Mega Evolution, Ash is going to have to really pull out a miracle, because I feel like his best chance is to Will-O-Wisp it and burn it in the same way that he's going to do to Steven, which I feel like is what's going to allow him to defeat Steven, is that he's going to use Will-O-Wisp on Steven's shiny Mega Metagross to slow it down just enough to pick up the W. But then since he's going to reveal that tech, I feel like Cynthia's going to be prepared for it, and she's not going to let her Garchomp get burned that easily. So I don't know, it's going to be super interesting. I'm super excited. Let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of the episode. I'm curious to see what everyone else thought. But if you stayed till the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Really trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one.